Apple versus Microsoft. Who's really winning the tech war? Have you ever noticed how divided the tech world really is? On one side, you have Apple, the sleek, stylish brand that feels more like a luxury lifestyle than just technology. On the other, you have Microsoft, the reliable workhorse of the digital age, quietly powering the backbone of the world's businesses, governments, and everyday tasks. Both are trillion-dollar giants. Both shape how billions of people live, work, and connect. But here's the real question. In this never-ending tech war, who's actually winning? It's easy to assume Apple, right? After all, you see iPhones everywhere. The glowing Apple logo is almost like a global status symbol. But here's the twist. Microsoft doesn't need to be flashy to win. It dominates behind the scenes, where the real money flows. So today, let's peel back the glossy marketing, look beyond the hype, and dive into the financial, cultural, and technological tug-of-war between Apple and Microsoft. Because this story isn't just about two companies, it's about two philosophies of the future. Let's start with Apple. Apple is the master of desire. Think about it. When a new iPhone drops, people line up outside Apple stores like they're waiting for the latest sneaker drop. The company doesn't just sell devices, it sells identity. Owning an Apple product is like carrying around a badge that says, "I'm modern, I'm creative, I'm in the club." Apple's real genius is its ecosystem. If you own an iPhone, chances are you'll want AirPods. Once you have a MacBook, suddenly iCloud, Apple Music, and Apple Watch start making sense. Each product pulls you deeper into the web, until switching feels almost impossible. That's not by accident. That's by design. Apple isn't just selling gadgets. It's selling comfort, simplicity, and yes, a little bit of status. Financially, this strategy has worked wonders. The iPhone alone generates over half of Apple's revenue. But it's the services segment, things like iCloud storage, App Store fees, and Apple Music, that's quietly becoming the real cash cow. Recurring income, monthly subscriptions, the kind of money that keeps flowing even if people stop buying new devices every year. Apple has built itself into a lifestyle subscription, wrapped in aluminum and glass. Now, let's shift to Microsoft. Microsoft plays a different game. It doesn't care about being cool. It cares about being indispensable. Windows and Office are the unshakable backbone of business. Think about it. Almost every major corporation, bank, school, and government runs on Microsoft software. Even if you don't see it, you're living in a Microsoft-powered world. But the real power move came with the cloud. Microsoft Azure is one of the top cloud platforms in the world, competing toe-to-toe with Amazon's AWS. And cloud computing isn't just tech jargon, it's the invisible engine of the modern internet. Every time you stream Netflix, use your banking app, or even scroll through TikTok, there's a good chance some part of that infrastructure is powered by Microsoft's cloud. That's billions of dollars flowing through servers you'll never see, but Microsoft collects the rent. And then there's gaming. While Apple has dabbled in gaming with Apple Arcade, Microsoft went all in with Xbox and its Game Pass subscription service. Slowly but surely, it's building the Netflix of gaming. This positions Microsoft not just in business software, but also in the entertainment and cultural space, something Apple usually dominates. So, when you compare them side by side, you start to see two very different strategies. Apple is the artist, shaping culture through design and aspiration. Microsoft is the architect, quietly building the digital foundation the world relies on. It's like comparing fashion to construction. Apple makes the outfit that makes you feel confident. Microsoft builds the office tower you work in. One is visible, emotional, and personal. The other is structural, invisible, and absolutely essential. But let's go deeper. Who's really ahead? If we measure by market value, the crown keeps passing back and forth. At times, Apple is the world's most valuable company, then Microsoft takes the throne. This back and forth is like a heavyweight match where both fighters are too powerful to fall. If we measure by revenue streams, Apple relies heavily on consumer sales, while Microsoft thrives on enterprise contracts and subscriptions. Apple needs to keep dazzling you with new products. Microsoft just needs you to keep working, logging in, and storing data. If we measure by cultural influence, Apple clearly has the edge. The iPhone reshaped communication, the iPod reshaped music, and the App Store reshaped the idea of what software could be. Microsoft hasn't had that same cultural lightning in a bottle since the early days of Windows. But if we measure by stability and diversification, Microsoft may actually be stronger. Businesses don't swap out enterprise software easily. Governments don't just switch to a new cloud provider overnight. Apple could stumble if consumer trends shift. Microsoft has built deeper roots. Now here's where it gets emotional. This isn't just about companies or even money. It's about how we live. Apple has made technology feel beautiful, almost magical. It made us fall in love with machines. Microsoft, meanwhile, has made technology universal. It made sure that work, progress, and connection could scale across the globe. Think about your own life. Maybe Apple connects you to your friends, your music, your photos, your creativity, but Microsoft probably powers your work, your documents, your meetings, your deadlines. One feeds your lifestyle, the other fuels your livelihood. In a strange way, these two giants need each other. Apple inspires desire. Microsoft ensures reliability. Apple creates the future we dream about. Microsoft builds the infrastructure to make it possible. Without one, the other might not shine as brightly. So, who's really winning the tech war? The truth is, it depends on how you define winning. If winning is about cultural relevance and emotional connection, Apple takes the prize. If winning is about long-term dominance and financial stability, Microsoft may have the edge. But maybe the real answer is this: in their own ways, both companies are winning, and so are we. Apple pushes the boundaries of what tech can feel like. Microsoft ensures that tech keeps working for billions of people, quietly and consistently. The real victory isn't Apple over Microsoft, or Microsoft over Apple. The real victory is how competition between them drives innovation, creating tools, systems, and experiences that shape the lives of every single one of us. And that brings us to you. The devices in your pocket, the apps on your screen, the cloud that holds your data. These aren't just corporate battles. They're personal. They influence how you work, how you create, how you connect with the world. So maybe the bigger question isn't who's winning the tech war between Apple and Microsoft. Maybe the real question is, how do you want technology to win in your life? Because whether you choose Apple's sleek design or Microsoft's solid backbone, you're not just a customer, you're a part of the story. And who knows, maybe it's time to stop asking who's winning and start asking, what does winning even mean for us in the future? What if your money, your time, and your choices actually worked for you, shaping a future you believe in? Maybe it's time to rethink how you see technology and how you see yourself in this evolving digital world.